Hello and welcome to the Moose Hunt Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Fickett. And this morning, we got a good little episode. We got two people joining us from Canada. Are both of you in New Brunswick?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, so we have a familiar face and a familiar voice, Mr. Nathan Robinson. A lot of you probably already follow him, Nathan Robinson Photography on Facebook and Instagram. We have new to the podcast, Mr. Derek Burgoyne, and some of you might already follow him. He is Adventures in the Wild on Facebook and Instagram, and some of you actually might have seen his drone footage a couple of years ago from bull dropping both sheds, and you went in and grabbed him. Anyways, we'll start off. We'll let Derek introduce himself, how he got into hunting, how he found his love for moose, and then we got some pretty cool stuff to go into for the rest of this episode. So take it off, Derek. Introduce yourself.
Well, thanks, Rob, first of all, for having me on the podcast. Long-time listener of this show. Love it. Love the content. And love your guys' value towards hunting in general. So it definitely matches my values, and really appreciate all your guys' content that you put out.
Awesome, man. Love to hear it.
Yeah, long-time listener, and have gleaned a lot of information from you guys. So it's an honor to be on the podcast, and thank you for the invite. And also good to be on with my buddy Nate. My name's Derek Burgoyne, born and raised in Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, which is northwestern New Brunswick, a small town, just basically a hunting village when it comes to fall. It turns into to just hunters going everywhere come September. So definitely raised around hunting, particularly moose in my history. So I guess thought of this cool story. Both of my grandfathers, I've heard the story from a kid. Both of my grandfathers were on a moose hunt years ago. And one of my grandfathers is kind of docile, just kind of take it as it comes. My other one's more energized and excited when it comes to things like hunting. So they're both sitting on a beaver dam and calling a moose. And anyway, the story goes that this bull come in charging them, and the guy that's my grandfather that's kind of docile, sitting there with a gun. He's a shooter, and he's just sitting there, just casually, watching this bull come in to fight. And my other grandfather is, he's losing his mind. And just at a few yards, my grandfather shot that bull and dropped it. And I guess as a kid hearing that story, it just sparked something in me to learn more about moose. And then I guess when I was like 8 years old, our moose hunt, actually, I don't know if you know this or not, but our moose hunt in New Brunswick used to be 3 days.
Wow, it was even shorter than it is now?
Yeah. So 3 days, you had to make it happen. Pretty much if it was brown, it was down. It was that kind of a scenario. So so when I think it was 8 years old, my dad was on a hunt with a couple other guys, and they had hunted the Thursday, Friday, never had no luck. And I was in school, so they let me go on the last day, and it was just an hour into the hunt. I dropped a nice cow on the last morning, and so they call me their good luck charm, I guess. So even that story kind of just adds to seeing that harvest, and being there as just a kid, it sparked that interest for moose, in me. So so growing up, was around all kinds of hunts. As a kid, sitting on the road, using a stick, digging in rocks, as my dad called, just being there on the hunt, seeing that year after year. So, definitely been around moose hunting for a lot of years. And so then it would be in the last 10 to 12 years, I've started going on my own, guiding hunts, whether it's friends, family that asked me to guide them. And then just in the last 4 or 5 years have started the Adventures in the Wild. So basically I'm a registered guide and outfitter here in New Brunswick, part of the United Guides Association of New Brunswick. And
Nice, man.
taking on some guiding and guiding new non-residents. And that part of it is so incredible to me, that we have the opportunity as guides to take someone who may have never been on a moose hunt, and to see the excitement of that first time hunter is something that it's better than harvesting a moose yourself. In my, it's much better. So, Yeah, that's me. That's what I love to do. Me and Nathan call it, we have a little motto that we use, and it's called Hunt 365. And really, we hunt all year long. We don't stop hunting. If it's springtime, we're out looking. If it's wintertime, we're looking for where they're at. We're constantly searching for moose, and Hunt 365. We're going all the time. So
it pays off.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great motto, dude. I actually love that because we do too. It's great. I mean, you guys only have 5 days every year for your season, you know. We get 3 weeks, but it's a whole year process, especially as guides. It just you got to, in order to give your client the best trip that they can have.
Yeah.
You got to live it, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. That's a heck of a history with moose, man.
Yeah. It definitely. People ask me, how do you get into it, and how did you get into guiding? And honestly, it just happened organically, like being raised around it, being familiar with it, learning from my father, from other guys, mentors that have been in it for years, and it just kind of bursts in you, and it just happens organically, and it's a passion. It really is. So. Yeah,
you can definitely tell through. Through both yours and Nathan's work that it really is it is a passion. You know, it's more than a job. It's it's almost your life.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're always hunting for the experience more than the harvest. Like the harvest happens in 3 seconds, right? It's such a small portion of the hunt, and for me it's what leads up to it, and even what happens after, that I look forward to even more. It's the experience. It really is.
Yeah, and that's the great thing of filming these hunts, as you guys know, Rob, because you guys have put out some incredible videos, and that's, I just love, like Derek said, there's so much more to the hunt than just pulling that trigger or firing that bow off. It's the leading up and then the after. That's the whole story, right? And that's the incredible part of moose hunting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, day one bulls or day one moose, if you ever count that. Day one moose is incredible. It's awesome. It's like, it takes the pressure off. But I always tell people, like, especially if we shoot one on Saturday, you guys got the full experience. You guys probably had the best hunt of the whole week from, out of everybody.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like shooting on Thursday. Then I've got Tuesday and Wednesday to film, and the hunter to experience a heck of a hunt, and then get one on Thursday, and then have Friday and Saturday to just chill out, go help some other guys or whatever you want to do. That's perfect.
Yeah. I've found that I've had those first morning bull kills, and it's awesome, and it's, we got the whole week, but you don't learn anything. I've learned so much in those hunts where you might not even get anything, but you learn so much from that hunt that you take.
I mean, that's kind of true in everything. They say that, you learn in your, not saying it's a mistake if you don't harvest one, but you learn more in your mistakes than your successes,
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Another just brief story, I guess, that kind of sparked this even more, and it's more of a recent story, but in 2016, we had our moose season, and then I went out the Monday night after moose season, just on my quad, taking down a couple trail cameras, and stopped at this intersection. Nathan knows quite well where this intersection is. And I get off the bike and just gave a quick cow call, just for the fun of it, And right away had a bull answer. Turned the camera on, and this is actually my first video I ever posted on my YouTube channel. And actually, kind of funny, the reason why I even started this YouTube channel was a friend of mine wanted to see this video, and it was too big to send. So I just said, hey, I'll start a channel. I come up with the name just randomly, Adventures in the Wild, and posted the video. And I said, hey, go check it out. Send him the link for it. And it's kind of went from there. But anyway, this bull stepped out at 30 yards, and it was 33 points.
Wow.
And never had no past history of this bull. Never knew it existed. and it walked up within 5 yards of me standing behind my bike as I'm standing there shaking and basically wanting to, I don't know, it was just so in a rut. It wanted to fight. Anyway, 33 points. And then from that year, 2016 on until really even 2022, we knew this bull existed, and we tried to hunt him every year. Named him the King, and never did catch up with him. Come very close a couple times. Missed him. We went to another spot, and our primary spot, he was standing there that morning. Just kind of those cat and mouse kind of game.
Yep.
I'm sure you know.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, pretty sure that he actually was taken just by the way of Mother Nature, just passed away of old age, I would say. So,
yeah, I've always wondered, because we have several bulls that we've been following for a few years. We found their sheds. We've seen them while hunting.
Yeah.
We've wounded them. And we knew that it wasn't a fatal wound, so they lived, and they just disappear.
Mhm.
You never see them again. We don't see them from the plane. We might catch them a small glimpse from the plane, and then never see them again the whole season.
Mhm.
And it's usually those bulls that if somebody did harvest them,
you would know.
you'd know about it.
You would know.
It would be all over social media. It would be everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, did he get road killed in the winter without sheds on and nobody knew what they hit?
Mhm.
Like, it's even if he got road killed, you'd think somebody would share the holy crap, look at the size of this thing. So it's like he's just went and passed away somewhere, and eventually you might stumble upon his dead head.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. And I've got 3 match sets off this bull,
Man.
and a couple single like older whites that I've found just recently, just walking looking for other sheds. And like, as soon as you see the antler, he has massive web fronts on him, and he stands out pretty good. So you know what he looks like. But yeah, it's one of those things you never really know. But if someone harvests him, we would definitely know.
Yeah. And you haven't seen him since 2022, you said?
No trail cam pictures, no footage of him at all. So so we're a little disappointed in that, but there's other good offspring.
That's how the game goes. As long as he spread his genes, he's got a son somewhere.
Sure. Sure.
Cool. Also, so we just talked about a bunch of sheds and stuff like that. You guys had an incredible shed season, didn't you?
We did so.
Right. Let's talk about that. I mean, you guys, I just think just in one cut, you found a bajillion of them, didn't you?
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, let's start right off going from when you actually started finding sheds. I didn't find any in the winter this year. It was all later. So let's start right in.
Yeah, I guess I can start, Nate, if you.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Actually, we found one in deer season this fall, tracking a buck. My buddy actually took a track, and I went another direction, and he actually found a brown in November, early November.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I just found an antler." So I went over and met him, and couldn't believe it that early that he had found it was not a giant for sure, but it looked like an older bull. So that kind of kicked off shed season, I guess, pretty early. Wasn't expecting that. So, but typically you'll start finding them, early December. You'll start seeing the odd one that's dropped. So, but yeah, I didn't find that many actually this winter, really, compared to other winters. Not sure really the reason why, but found a couple in December, and then really didn't get after it until the spring when we went on our trip. So
we made up for it good. Because I was kind of like Derek. Like I hiked almost 100 Ks before we went on this couple day trip, and I think I found 6 or 7 like all winter and throughout the spring. And then when we hooked up to go on this trip, it just
yeah it was record breaking for me for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because we took the wheeler in, and we should have took the truck in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have to go back out and grab the truck? Well, tell the story about the whole hunt. Don't just leave it on.
Okay. So basically me and Derek, we always try to hook up for a couple days in the spring, and he had this spot kind of picked out, and he's like, we didn't really know where to go, and we always like to go somewhere new, right? So he had this area that he had in the back of his pocket. So he's like, let's go check this area out. So anyways, we went in and get in there in our wheeler, and we weren't, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, Derek? And we had found, well, I think, I can't remember if he stumbled on one and then I stumbled on two or vice versa. Like it was like literally
you found like you found two browns from a different bull within sight of each other within like 2 minutes of walking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And there was just rubs everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was in this plantation, and it was just like, well, once we get in there and we did our first pack out, we must have packed out probably 10 or 15 sheds.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then we got back to the bike, and we were like, well, we just got to like grid search this. So we just, use an Onyx, and he went to the right. We're up on a hardwood ridge, and I stayed down to the left in the plantation, and we just grid searched it all day long. And would we pull 40 some sheds?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was 42.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. And so this is all old and new.
Old and new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old would you say, would you guesstimate is probably like the oldest white that you found? Like, were they pretty mossy and moldy?
No, actually, we found a lot of, like, we found several browns. Then the rest of them were like a year or two old, really. There wasn't many that were that were chewed bad. Like it was definitely within the majority was like the last 3 years for sure.
Yeah.
How'd that cut look?
It was spruce plantation with some fir and pine in it.
Okay.
They'd have been no more than like 10, 12 feet high for the majority of it. So, and if they were spaced out decently, so you could see around some, but it was a lot of just like stumbling right on them because you're walking through that plantation, and there's trees here and there, so you can't see no more than 50, 60, 80 yards,
Yeah.
So
obviously that was their wintering yard.
Yeah. So on the back end of the cut was like a softwood, and then there was a patch of open hardwood as well, and they were obviously going in there to bed and then coming out into the plantation during the day. So we did find a few back in where they were bedding, but the majority of them was right out in the plantation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool to know, because it's always because you're always trying to search for their wintering yard.
Yeah.
That's like the whole goal all winter.
Yeah.
That's why I always follow every moose track I can find to see if it leads me to a highway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So you found 40 something the first day. Did you go back in?
No, we had another spot we wanted to check out day 2.
Okay.
And so again, we took the wheeler in, and you're thinking, well, lightning's never going to strike twice, right? Well, we're not even off the wheeler, and I look to my right, and there's a brown laying there just in a little meadow, or like a little opening. And Derek's like, no, there isn't. I'm like, yeah, there is. And then it was like, I don't know, 30 some sheds that day. It was crazy.
In a completely different spot, not even anywhere close to the first one.
What, Derek, like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles?
Yeah, as a crow,
really?
4 or 5 miles. Yeah. So different pocket, but yeah, for sure.
It was just unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The on the first day in that first pocket, there was a time where I had 10 antlers on my back, and some of them were.
So that's heavy, dude.
It was brutal. Yeah. So I'm stumbling. I'd loaded a bunch up and then left them kind of in a pile and was grid searching. And then I just knew, like, I got to go back to the bike. I got to take these out of here. And I'm on the back end. I had probably 800 yards to go to the bike. And so I loaded them all on, and I'm walking kind of half bent over because I had went about halfway, and I have like 2 or 3 really good browns and some big hard whites on there. Like it's a heavy pack. And I'm just kind of, counting every step, bent over, working my way out. And I look over to my right, and within 5 feet is this other giant, actually the biggest brown I found of the trip, like literally 5 feet to my right. I was like, Nathan, what am I going to do? So anyway, I dropped the pack, loaded on. So there's 11 sheds. And I said, just have your camera ready, because when I step out in the opening where the bike is, you're going to laugh at what I've got on my back, because it's just points going everywhere. Yeah. So
it was crazy.
Yeah, definitely the heaviest pack out I've ever done for shed hunting. So,
and then I think didn't you have another one in your hand?
Yeah, that's right. I did actually. Yes.
I think you found another one on the way in. Like you'd get a load on your back and you'd be heading back to the bike and you'd find another one or two. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
in that second, well, it seems like you guys had a lucky rabbit's foot in somewhere in you. But do you think that second pocket, age wise of sheds, was it about the same as the first day? A couple years worth?
I found older sheds in that pocket. Did you found that too? I think Derek?
Yeah. Yeah, they were a little older, so definitely, 3 to 5 years. Yeah, even some a little older. So
Was it a plantation as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was like kind of like a strip of softwood down to the right there that we found some sheds in, kind of like it wasn't like real thick or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of the same scenario, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool. I mean, even with just only being 3 to 5 miles away or whatever it was, it's pretty cool to see that could have been two different pockets of moose. If the sheds were a little bit older, maybe some could have migrated to another yard, but if you're still finding browns in it, they were still using it.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, we might have found more browns in day one. Do you think?
Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, but I think I come home with like 22 browns or something ridiculous in 2 days.
Yeah. And people say there's no moose.
Oh man,
those are the people that don't go out. Well, they don't go out shed hunting for one thing, and they don't get on their feet, and they don't go out in like October or November.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Did you find any more after that, the rest of the season? Because when was that? When was that trip?
End of April.
So that's still early.
It was, or maybe the first part of May.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I kind of we did a little bit on that was Thursday and Friday. We did a little bit on Saturday, but we weren't into them. And it was a grind. We were so beat because we had we figured almost like 90 kilometers between us. So you're looking at what, 50 miles, like 25 miles
in 2 days.
In 2 days. Yeah. So we were tanked. Yeah. But I kind of, as far as the shed hunting, I don't think I went after because I had my fill of it.
Yeah. So how many in total? 40 something the first day, and
well, I think I went in to grab a trail camera on my way home to another spot, totally different area, and I found an old white, and I think that was number 76.
Wow.
Between the two of us, yeah.
In one shed hunting trip.
Yeah. But we only found like what, 3 or 4 that Saturday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found a few more, mid to late May. I went out a couple more times, but only a handful more. Found actually one giant brown that I had been hoping to find from this past winter. He had broke one side completely off in the rut last fall. Just had his front and guard tines, and just walking into one of my sites where I hunt and found his brown laying there. So I was pretty pumped about that. To find it late, wasn't really chewed that bad, so got fortunate there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. How many of these were actually chewed up? Because I'm sure your guys' bears and stuff will chew them up when they wake up in the spring.
Yeah, they weren't actually too bad. The majority of the ones we found were pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you guys get this on film? Like, is it a video?
Yeah, we did try to film. I planned on doing a lot more filming, but when we got into them so heavy, it was hard to film. So, I mean, I had my big camera with me, and I planned to use that a lot more just to get different style like shots, like more compression and stuff in the video clips. But it was like, you're just on them. So we just let the GoPros, and I had a 360 cam on my back, and just let those roll and get what we got. Yeah.
Awesome. So I gotta, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Did you guys keep them all, or do you sell some? Like, what do you do with that many? Me personally, I keep every shed I find, but I'm not finding 76 of them.
That's a common question we get on social media, and just people around here is like, what do you do with them all? Like, So the quick answer is it's not legal to sell them in New Brunswick. You cannot.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, Nathan and I might have talked about this.
It's a hard no. So yeah, I have a big Quonset nut shed at my house, and Nathan knows there's a very large stack of them there. So
is there a large stack of rodents in there chewing on them too?
No, not.
That's good.
Yeah, my dog likes them.
Yeah. That's what I was leading into. I was like, I wonder if you're selling them to people that make dog chews, but if you can't sell them, you can't sell them. That's good to.
No, it's a hard no on selling them. Yeah,
we did go back. We gathered them all up and we took them back to a little camping site before we parted ways on Saturday, and we spread them all out and took a picture, and then we left. We picked out the ones we wanted. We left a pile there.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. We just left.
So whoever goes to that campsite's gonna have a great day.
Yeah, we did that last spring too. We just gathered them all up.
Oh man, that's funny.
And just left them for somebody.
Yeah.
Is that all Irving land? Sorry to interrupt. Is that all Irving land?
No,
Crown.
That's not? Okay.
No, we're on base. It's Acadian Timber is the biggest landowner. Well, I say Irving is the biggest, but Acadian Timber owns a big land base here in New Brunswick, and they actually own some in Maine as well.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why I was wondering. So this might be getting a little off topic, and I'm sorry, but the logging landowners are doing like this big thing in Maine this year. They're all going together, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the North Maine Woods, like the actual organization.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not letting people just camp at the end of a logging road this year during moose hunts, which is kind of been tradition and stuff for people to do remote hunts that way. Mm-hmm. But there is designated camping sites.
Yeah.
So Irving's also a big landowner in that, but there's also, I think, like 10 or so, somebody's going to correct me, but whatever, I don't care. 10 or so logging companies part of this organization. But then Irving also owns a crap ton of land outside of this organization, and they say zero camping on any of their land. That's why I was wondering if it was Irving. So I was like, maybe in Canada, Irving's like, we'll set up these campsites for people to use. But
yeah, with Irving, they only allow access to like their workers, and then they're only a select even few among the workers that work for Irving, the contractors that even can hunt on the land or have access to it. They're very.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we do majority of our hunting on Acadian Timber, which is freehold land. So you buy a land pass. There's designated camping sites, and then there's also Crown land, which is open. There's no gates. There's land.
That's like public land.
Yeah, and you can camp. Yeah. You can camp anywhere in a end of a road or whatever on Crown land.
Yeah, I wish they let us do that in our public land.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's good to know. Anyways, I forgot what we were talking about before that. It just was a train of thought. What you do with all the sheds. So you leave them at the campsite. So that must have been a pretty sweet treat for somebody that showed up to go camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of old whites, but still.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Whatever. I like finding old whites. I have a giant shed, but a bear obviously chewed the paddle almost all the way down to the front, so it's got like a big U in it,
Oh yeah,
like deep.
Yeah, big old that thing. Fight.
But it's huge, so I have it on top of my my mini beer fridge on my porch. It's like it's the front's like so big, it's almost like a bowl. So it's got like my daughter's bubble wand and like a ball sitting in it. It's just a little decoration.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's shed season. That's a heck of a shed season. That essentially kicks off your 2026 moose, essentially. And then, lead into a couple weeks ago, you both were lucky enough to draw a moose tag in New Brunswick.
I'll start out with this.
Yeah,
so,
lead into it, dude.
So Derek and I, we've been kind of hanging out for 4 or 5 years, I would say, maybe 5 or 6. I'm not sure. So anyways, our plan for the past few years was we want to film. My dream is to film a bow hunt, moose bow hunt. And he's a bow hunter and he's got this dream to harvest a bow hunt. So I said, Derek, look, like I had a tag in 2015. And I got a beautiful 50-inch bull. And to me now it's about capturing that experience, the moose hunt itself. It's not about shooting another animal. So I told him, I said, look, if I ever get drawn again, you're going to be my secondary, and we can go, if you want, we can go film a bow hunt and you can shoot it. I'm going to film it. That's what I want to do. And so we kind of had this dream to do this. So I wake up last Monday morning when our results were out for the season, and we put in for the same zone. And so I checked my results, and I got drawn. So I sent Derek a picture, texted him a picture. He said, because I'm thinking, I'm just like, I'm over the moon running around the house, like my wife's like, what's going on? What's going on? I got drawn for a moose tag. Like, I'm going up. Me and Derek's going to go film this hunt. Like, I wasn't even thinking about shooting another moose. It was like automatic film. I'm going to film this dream hunt. So I sent him the text. He's like, give me a call. So I called him. He said, I got drawn too. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. And
So,
I
yeah,
hadn't
so-
my tag was drawn in 2016. So that was the last time I got drawn. And there's guys, I'm sure it's like this at Maine, but you can go 20, 30 years and not get. So it's crazy that one of us got drawn, and then both is just,
Yeah.
I thought he was pulling my leg. Like it's like, is that AI or is that like, what is that? No way that's real. But yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
so we're gonna do his bow hunt, his priority, and then I've got my buddy who's gonna be a secondary for my tag, and we're gonna hopefully film him shooting one with a rifle. And actually, kind of a cool story there. I'm an ambassador for Seiko and Steiner now. With I always forget the name of it. Sorry, it's called Outdoor Enterprise Canada. And it's a group of all these hunting rifle like Seiko, Tikka, and Steiner, Boris, Benelli, and stuff. So basically, we've got a 300 win coming with a Steiner Predator scope, and I'm going to capture content of that in the hunt as a content creator and an ambassador for them. So that's really cool too. Yeah.
Sweet. So what's your bow setup look like? What do you plan on using for like broadhead, weight, all that? People always ask me, what's the best bow setup for moose? So, and I'm not a bow hunter. I've shot stuff with a bow, but I'm not like using a bow on my moose hunts. So.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm this way with guns and bow. I don't geek out in it. Like I don't, and maybe I should a little more, but if I know it works and I take it out and it works and I'm comfortable with it, then I'm going to go with something pretty basic that I know is I don't go nothing extravagant. So, my plan is to use for broadhead is the G5 Montag. So I'll go with a pretty heavy grain broadhead. I think penetration is the biggest thing for moose because they have that crazy thick hide, which I'm sure you know. And so Bloodsport arrow, and I have a bear archery bow, nothing crazy. But I've shot some whitetail with it, and I think that's the biggest thing. People ask me, like, what should I use for a gun? The one you're comfortable with.
The one you use deer hunting.
Like, why would I go buy a $2,000 bow, 4 months before the hunt and try to get used to it? I'm used to this bow. I've had it for a number of years, and use the one you're used to. So
what's the poundage?
70 pounds.
So, that's perfect.
Yeah. So, I guess we're going to see what happens. I want to hold out for something big. We've got some nice bulls out there that are hopefully still running around. We put some cameras out earlier this spring, and I haven't been out yet, so don't know what's out there. But I'm sure there's a couple giants that we've been following for a few years. So
that's actually, it leads into my next question is you guys are obviously in the moose woods a lot, year after year. Nathan's filming, you're guiding or helping out, whatever. Now that you both each got your own tags in the same zone, how are you guys preparing for your own hunts? Even though you do this every year, it's completely different when it's your own hunt. What are you doing to prepare?
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing is mentally preparing for the fact that if I want this to happen, I got to be prepared to maybe not even get a moose, and be okay with that. If we're gonna get a bow kill and it's gonna be a respectable big bull, you've got to prepare yourself for that. So just mentally preparing for that scenario maybe to play out. But as far as scouting, I don't like frequenting my spots too much. I like keeping them natural. letting them do their thing out there, and then come September, just try to get out there and get as much eyes on pockets that maybe we've overlooked in the past. I really just want to find those spots that maybe are overlooked that I haven't even seen in the past, and just try to go deep. The biggest thing for me is be willing to go mobile. Like, be willing to go into that deep, dark pocket somewhere where, man, how are we going to get that moose out of there? Don't worry about it. Like, go
worry about that later. That's the easy part.
Exactly. Like, we'll figure out a way. We'll hire a helicopter. We'll do whatever we got to do to get that thing out of there. But no, just really be mobile and kind of just keep my mind open and not in such a rut of, hey, I called a moose out there last year, I'm going to go back and look for the fresh sign, and just really try to find maybe a spot that you overlooked in the last few years, and just try to hone in on those little secluded spots that typically that's where those big bulls are going to hang out. So yeah,
I know I'm guilty of frequenting spots. And by that, I mean year after year. You're like, last year this place was on fire. I had 8 bulls going off within 100 yards of me.
Yep.
It was insane. We were trying to choose which one we wanted to go after. Go there the next year, dead. It's like a moose doesn't even live there. Yeah, and it's like you're right. Sometimes, especially as a guide, you're trying to have all these spots planned and stuff because yeah, I'm guilty of it. So, last year and this year, I'm just like, I'm going completely new stuff.
Yeah.
Going to start it as if it's all over, like I don't know the area at all.
Yeah. And that's kind of my goal. I just try to look for something new, look for those pockets that you may have missed in the past, and not be so stuck in those spots that you've had history with before. That's basically where I'm at. So
yeah. I think myself, for preparing, I've kind of been preparing for this for a few years because it's kind of been my dream and Derek's dream. So I think mentally, I've been prepared. I was prepared a few years ago to, go 5 days and maybe not get a hunt, fill our tag. So mentally, I feel like I'm prepared. Physically, you gotta get walking. You gotta go. I do a lot of walking, running steps at the local rink, and just realize it could be a grind, whether you're in a situation like me and Derek where we're prepared to go the whole 5 days, or if you're even just going out, you're a meat hunter, but physically you want to be prepared because you might get yourself into a situation where you need to be able to hike a mile or something like that. So, but yeah, mentally and physically, and as far as scouting goes, like, I took my buddy who's my secondary. He's never been up in the area that we hunt. So we spent last Friday and Saturday up there, and honestly, driving around, I was like, you think, oh, there's not very many moose here because you just weren't seeing that fresh sign, right? Some feeding going on here and there, but don't get discouraged in that because things really change once September hits. Late August, things change so fast like that.
Yeah.
And like, people will put out these salt licks and cameras and stuff, and they're getting quite a bit of action right now. And even Derek and I's talked about this. It really slows down in like this time of year into August, and then people are like scrambling. Well, what's going on? What's going on? Well, don't get frustrated. Just have a game plan and stick to it.
Yeah.
And those moose are going to be there.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people do. That's a big thing even during the season is sometimes you just got to stick to your plan. Even if, it's the morning, it starts reaching 9 o'clock. And you're like, man, we haven't seen or heard anything. Sometimes you only got to go another 100 yards and then you're in his bubble. And he's right there. I've had that happen a million times where I've thought about, oh, there's nothing in here, we're going to leave early. And then I'm like, you know what? One last time and I'll just beat this tree up. And then boom, he just lights off right there. And it's like, if I just said, screw it, we're done leaving, we wouldn't have had that interaction or gotten that bull. If you just like quit, sometimes just follow your plan, stick to it a little bit. And if it doesn't work out, then adjust, but don't just be like, all right, I'm done. Let's leave. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
If you know there's moose there, stay in moose. Don't leave moose to find moose.
It can simply be just that one last 100-yard walk to the end of the road past the turnaround. It literally, that's all it can take.
Yeah. Like Rob said, their bubble.
Yeah.
Like, especially if they're paired up with a cow, like once you get in that bubble, they're going to react. And so, yeah, it's just, but how do you know, right? You might make a move and it might be the best move you make.
And then you make another move and yeah. And then all of a sudden, 300 yards you hear kapow, and you're like, oh, well, he was over there. Yeah. To caveat off of Derek a little bit, you were talking about be prepared to not harvest one, especially as a bow hunter. I think that goes true with anybody that has this hunt, and it kind of goes into what you were talking about when we first started this. It's about the experience, not necessarily about the harvest. Yeah, everybody wants to fill their tag, and I hope everybody does, but not everybody is. So just enjoy the experience that you're out there, and if it happens, it happens. And I agree with, especially as a bow hunter. I had a bow hunter last September, and he was a trophy hunter. He had a chance. He could have taken a decent bull, but he even started the week. He's like, "Look, I'm dedicated bow only. I don't even want to look at a rifle. If I get one, awesome. If I don't, at least we'll have a good time." Like that. I like that attitude, man.
Yeah, off to a good start. Yeah. And as far as our setup for camping, we're staying in a canvas wall tent.
Nice.
So we'll be right out there, wood stove and canvas wall tent and a cot. So
yeah, is it a tent that you guys one of you has had, or are you getting it new for this year?
No, I've got it. I bought it years ago. So
is that what you guide out of?
Yeah. If the non-resident that's coming, I give them the option of the lodge or the canvas wall tent. So most guys prefer that just for the experience. You kind of explain what they're gonna experience and what to expect, and most guys would like to have that remote feeling. And it's all about the experience. So
nice. I guess we'll do a little product plug. What brand is it?
It's a Canadian-made wall tent out of British Columbia. Honestly, the name I can't think of right now, but it's made out of British Columbia. So
okay, yeah, I've been looking at the white duck ones for a while now because I want to get one as well.
Yeah,
and, as guides, we get a pretty good discount at Cabela's, and looking at like the Alaknak tents and stuff, and I've stayed in those as well. But the white duck ones I've seen at somebody's remote camp. I'm like, that's a nice tent, but comes with a nice price tag.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
cool. And, actually, I did want to ask this too. You found all those sheds in those spots. Is any of that knowledge? Granted, I know it was their winter and yard and stuff, but are you using any of that kind of info for scouting and stuff for your own hunt this year, or completely different spot, different zone?
It's not out of the scope for sure. It's a ways from where we are going to be based out of, but it's definitely not out of the scope for sure. So definitely something that's going to be in the back of our mind. Yep.
Are you where you're setting up camp and stuff? Are you planning on hunting out of camp, or are you going to be driving to spots? Because that's always a cool thing. If you set up a remote place, if you set up in moose territory, it's great to just walk right out of the tent and go. Where the tent's going to be, we could walk right from the tent and start hunting. We're in our core area, so there'll be spots where we will jump in the pickup and go, a couple miles, but really it's in that core area. So yeah, that's awesome. That's a great way to do it. And that makes incredible footage because then you really do feel remote. You don't feel like, okay, well, we're going to hop in the truck now and drive a half hour. It's like, well, why didn't you set up camp closer to where you were going to go hunt?
Yeah.
So I think we've got the ingredients for a phenomenal hunt, or a phenomenal film or hunt to film. And I'm like, I'm more excited about filming than I am even hunting. Like, I'm leaving that up to almost Derek, but I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get in on the hunt too, but it's just like my focus, like I just keep thinking about the filming. Like, what do I got to do to capture all this, right? Like different shot lists and stuff like that. And so my mind's been buzzing the past 2 weeks between that and the hunt.
Yeah. I think part of the mental preparedness for me too is as a guide, a gun's never in the. Now, if you're guiding a family or friend here, like you could be a second shooter for them, and I have done that in the past. But if I'm asked to do it now, I much prefer have someone else have that second gun. I just don't like having that responsibility of calling and being the guide and also shooting. So I much prefer just having someone else, looking after that. So I guess for me, I've got to prepare myself on, you are the guy that's got to do the shooting. So I've just got to, get that in my mind and be prepared and play out those scenarios in my mind of, because I'm not, as a guide, you're focused on calling out that moose and having your sport ready, but you've got to be handling both of those now. So
yeah, especially with a bow. I mean,
yeah.
You could be set up and at full draw waiting for him to pop out. Mm-hmm. And sometimes all it takes is a little tickle of a tree with a scap or a grunt. But if you're in that full draw waiting, Nathan's going to be sitting there with the camera doing a little tickling behind you. Yeah.
So just that alone, I'm going to have to just make sure that I'm focused in on that I'm the guy this year. And but definitely looking forward to it. This is a once in a lifetime likely scenario, and
the whole scenario is just incredible.
We're pumped. Yeah, still a bit of a pinch of the skin, kind of like we're like, is this really going to happen? So
your guys' hunt is the week before ours, correct? Yeah. So ours is the last week of September into like October 3 or something like that. So your guys is the week before us.
Yeah, the way ours goes is it's always the last full week of September, so it never runs into October.
Okay.
It's always the last full week of September from Tuesday to Saturday.
But you guys start on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our hunt is September 28 to October 3.
Okay.
Is when ours. So your guys is 22nd through 26th.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll be in Alberta, Canada until the 21st of September.
Nice.
Yeah, going with the in-laws to their my wife's sister lives in Alberta now. She used to live in the Northwest Territories up in Inuvik, but anyways, going to see him. We haven't seen him in years. I've never met him. So that'd actually be the first time I've been to Canada since I was a kid. So I'm pretty intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have
cool. All right. So let's I think last night I asked you guys to prepare this question. For somebody that's going on their first moose hunt, you both are very familiar with moose for years, done your own hunts. You guide, Derek. What is a piece of advice that you would give to somebody going on their very first moose hunt this year?
You want to go, Nathan?
Yeah, sure. I think it's patience. I think thinking back to like my early moose hunts, my first moose hunt myself, I didn't get my bull until the third morning. And it was a long previous 2 days where we didn't see any animals. So it was patience. And, during that hunt, we had a spot picked out that we were planning to hunt, and we stuck with our game plan, and we were patient, and we knew the bulls were there, and it paid off on the third morning. So be patient. Don't give up on an area. One thing I always tell myself, 1 hour or say 1 day out in the woods where you don't experience something. And this comes from the experience of being a wildlife photographer, whether it's moose, bear, deer, whatever it might be, is you're 1 hour or 1 day closer for that encounter to happen. So it's just, you know what? We got 5 days. You guys got 6 days. Be prepared to be patient, and it'll happen.
Yeah, and I think for me, I've mentioned a couple of them already previously, but one of the big things and most asked questions I get from guys maybe getting into moose hunting is, how do you call moose? There's if you had 10 guys, they're all going to call differently, okay? But I think the biggest thing, and this is what I would give advice to someone, is practice your calling, get it down, get consistent with it, And then when you do get that answer, that first answer, try to match their mood. That would be the biggest thing, because you can overcall, you can overaggression. Try to match the mood. So if he's coming to a cow, stick with that. Don't change things up. If he's coming in, if he's closing the distance, stick with what's working. But just try to match the mood, try to match what he's doing. And I found that to be something that really has benefited me is just try to not try to overdo it, but just try to be consistent with what he's doing. Another thing would be, one of the biggest things is hunt the wind. Like the wind is like them. If you're up close to a moose, or if you've harvested a moose, take a look at how big their nose is. Like they have a giant nose, and those moose can smell a long ways away. So wind is key. Choose your spot according to the wind, and really just be prepared. Make a checklist. We've already started our checklist. Like we're going at it. Be prepared. This could be a once in a lifetime. So be ready. Be ready for anything. Just have your ducks in a row. And I've always told people, don't get discouraged. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Don't get discouraged. Enjoy every minute of it, and don't get discouraged, because it can change in 5 seconds. It literally can change in 5 seconds. So just enjoy every second of it. And I think it's an amazing experience, and it's an awesome privilege that we have as guides to be able to take people out, and as hunters just to be able to go and experience these amazing creatures in the wild it's pretty amazing. So yeah, I think just enjoy every second of it, and be ready for anything, because it can happen fast. Yeah.
Exactly. We use the saying all the time, you go 0 to hero in 0.2 seconds. So that's for sure. They could doubt us the whole week, and then boom, as soon as it happens, you're like, you're the best guide ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it really only takes 2 seconds, man. Sometimes it's just rounding a corner. Sometimes it's just anything. Geez, I mean, this was actually my first guided moose hunt. We were calling into the spot, and it was blowing, it was downpouring, and I was just calling in between wind gusts, just hoping it would carry out. And I was like, let's poke down the road another 300 yards and try there again. Get down. I'm showing them all these beds in this little meadowy area, and the son, he was like 20 at the time or whatever. He just rips one. He farts. So, and I was like, oh, great. That's funny. And then the dad does it. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll do it too. And then turn around, and there's a bull standing there. We were like, how the heck did that just happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. So like you say, it can happen anytime.
And you know what? Like you guys were just having fun, right? Like Derek said, enjoy the moment.
Yes.
You're very privileged, and it's very special to have these opportunities. So enjoy it. You're out there with your buddies. Like I'm going with one of my best friends, and Derek, he's one of my best friends. Like we're going out, and we're just enjoy being there in nature and with your friends, because everybody else home, they're probably working, right? So.
Yeah. And well, since you're a photographer, I'm surprised you didn't say this. Take pictures. Take stuff to have memories, to keep these memories. We're in 2026. The technology that we have at our hands to keep memories, even save them in Google Drive if you don't want to print them and have a photo album, whatever. This, like you said, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Keep the memories, man. I mean, like I look back on all the hunts I've been on, just in my phone, pictures of my phone, and I'm like, man, that was such a great time. Yeah. And it's keep the memory, especially if it's a family hunt or whatever.
That was actually going to be my tip, but I switched it up. So
it would have been too easy for you.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge advocate of propping that animal, whatever you harvested, propping him up, making him look good, clean him up, take good pictures with the group. Like, this is the only memory you're going to have of this. And I'm a big advocate of that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll agree with you on that. Trophy pictures. We like doing the African pose just because it shows the most respect for the animal. Mm-hmm. You don't have, it shows great angles. You can prop the rack up. Anyways. But the getting it mounted is great and all, because you get to enjoy that in your house. But the one thing when you talk about your hunt with somebody is you're going to show them that picture.
Yeah.
So have it be a good one. So they don't be it a disrespectful one. We always keep blood out of all our pictures, but it's one of those things, because like if you're showing it to a non-hunter, they're going to judge hunters based off of what you're showing them. So like you said, just take good pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. Represent the hunting community well and do your due diligence.
Yeah. And it shows that you have respect.
Yeah. And that's part of what I said about being prepared is so key, because if you drop a moose and it warms up during the day, like you want to be prepared to extract that animal and get him to a cooler as soon as possible. So be prepared, treat the animal well, and really represent the hunting community as people who care. We care about animals. We're not out there just to kill things. We hunt all year long. We follow these moose. It's a passion, and we want to look after this resource. So yeah, I think definitely being prepared is a big thing. Yep.
Perfect. Well, guys, we're just about approaching on an hour here, and I got to go to work. But anyways, great talk with you guys. And I hope to get you guys both on again after the hunt. We could talk again before, but we'd be talking about the same stuff. So let's do it when all the excitement is over.
Yep.
And let's talk after your hunt. You guys have a great day. Thank you both for coming on so much. Again, Nathan Robinson Photography on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Derek Burgoyne, Adventures in the Wild, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Y'all look them up, give them a follow. They got great content. Go back in the past if you want to look at incredible moose stuff. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Take care, and God bless.